Yo, what it do, YouTube family? It's your boy Robert Williams here with another volume of Dear Younger Me. And in today's volume, we're going to be talking about embracing change. We're going to be talking about embracing change. So, to my younger self, what could I tell you about embracing change? Here's one thing that's constant in this world, and that is change. Again, let me repeat myself. There is one thing that is constant in this world, and that is change. So, what I would say to myself, and what I wish I learned early in my life, and what I wish I knew, what I wish somebody would have told me, expressed to me, shared with me, wrote a book for me, which there are plenty of books on this as well, is that look, change is going to happen. Change will come, as some would say. And you need to be ready to be able to embrace that change. You need to be ready to take on, whether it's a new responsibility, whether it's a change in location of where you may work, where you may live, where you may go to school. You need to be able to embrace the change, whether it's something that you're not comfortable with, or or help others embrace the change on something that you may be fully comfortable with and they're not quite ready for. See, change brings us out of our comfort zone in a lot of times. You may have to change the role at your job and do more than what you were used to doing. You may have to then do less than what you were used to doing, and you may have loved doing all that you had to do, and now they're like, look, scale it back. So change on both sides, whether it's good change or bad change, is frightening for a lot of people. It's scary to go through change, and I get it. I understand. And so I wish that I knew that when I was younger. So to that younger me out there, listen, be ready and expect change. Nothing is going to stay the same for the long run. You know what should stay the same? The love for your family, but that would fluctuate. What should stay the same is a love for your wife, but you guys will have your ups and downs, or your love for your husband, for the ladies that are listening. Those things will go up and down, but nothing should ever just stay the same. Because if you don't change and so that you can get better, become better, get rid of a bad habit, take on a new habit, who would want to be with somebody who's just the same? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing but expecting for different results. So if you're not changing and doing something different to have a better impact on your life and the lives of those around you, then you're kind of living in insanity, man. That's insane to think that you don't have to change on top of that as well. But change can be very scary. Look, I know that, during COVID at the time, I actually was transitioning out of where I used to work to another role that was a little bit elevated. And to be honest with you, I was very settled in where I was. I had good relationships with all those, all the way up to C-suite positions and executives. And they were sad to see me go. But I was embracing the change to learn something new and learn something different, even though what I was doing was pretty cush. And I could have definitely stayed there. I could go probably back right now. But I took the leap of faith to go and do something different. Now, I was excited about that change, and unfortunately that change came with a big downfall. It didn't work out at that place. And I'm talking about over a very short period of time. It didn't work out. And so I found myself at home for 9 months and just embracing and taking that time with my family because we were bringing on a newborn. So I was being a stay-at-home dad for the most part. And I went through a lot of changes during that time. That was a change in and of itself because I hadn't been not working a job for so long. But I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit and an entrepreneurial mind. Now, then that change actually related into, okay, I got to shift and change because I need to get back to work. There's some things that we need to do. There were some changes that I made and that I had in my life that caused us to lose money, lots of money. And so I had to make a shift and get back to what I needed to do. Now, there's also some changes that I need to make in my life right now to this day that I don't think I'm quite ready for. However, I'm coming around to it more and more of being able to embrace the changes that I need to take in my life. And so change is going to impact you at every area of your life. As an adolescent and a teen, a young adult, a middle-aged American, look, and just even in your 60s and 70s, 80s, however long that you're able to live and survive on this beautiful God-given green earth, okay? But change will come. Again, the one thing that is constant in this life is change. And that will always be the case. So just wanted to have that quick, short conversation with you guys today on today's volume of Dear Younger Me about embracing change. So look, until next time, all right? Continue to think, live, and be unstoppable. Peace out, y'all. Peace out.